If you know me, then you probably know I'm a pretty big Star Wars fan. Look, I'm even wearing my Admiral Akbar shirt as I make this video. And so, one of my biggest regrets as a Star Wars fan and a cars collector is not having bought more of the Star Wars cars when they were out. They are all so ridiculously expensive now, and I love them all so much. I'm lucky enough to have the ones that I do have. I have 5 or 6 of them, and I'm very surprised that Red as Chewbacca here is a car that I've never reviewed before. This has been a car I've had since 2014 when I got it on vacation to Disneyland alongside a few of the other Star Wars cars, and I've reviewed most of the other Star Wars cars, some of them several times, but not Red as Chewbacca. Well, that all ends today. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Final 50, the series here on the channel where I review the 50 cars in my collection that I have never reviewed before. Now, I guess after this video it'll be the final 47, since this is the third car from the final 50 that I've reviewed after Hydraulic Lightning Ramon and Ron Hover. Robin Tails Fighter sent me a list a while back of what cars I'd never reviewed before. Over the years, I've whittled it down to just these 50, and now I'm putting all those cars in a random name picker to see which one I review next. And if you want to check out the full list, you can see it in, I believe it's on my community tab. You just have to scroll down a bit. Anyway, here is Red as Chewbacca. He's basically the same size as your typical Red Deluxe diecast. For those of you who don't know, the Star Wars cars were made by the Disney Parks Company, not Mattel, but they are in scale and compatible with the 155 scale line. They're basically all pretty much the same. Red's got a pretty great expression here with that big Wookiee growl. He's got these pointy yellow teeth, which look great. Red was a very fitting choice for Chewbacca, I feel, just from scale alone. I'd say the shade of brown doesn't really match Chewbacca this much. He really isn't this light of a brown. Part of his face is a bit of a lighter brown, especially in Revenge of the Sith, but I don't know. Typically, Chewbacca isn't this light of a brown, but you could still tell this is meant to be Chewbacca. Red's little nose piece there has been painted in black to represent Chewie's nose. We got the lights there, and instead of a fire hose, they gave him Chewbacca's iconic bowcaster crossbow, of course. That is really funny. It's missing the strings and the trigger, but it's fine. It's his hose. Unfortunately, mine does not have the 2 sirens up top anymore. That is really unfortunate. They fell off at some point. These aren't made as well as Mattel's cars. You can already tell from the fact that the siren here is kind of crooked, as is the bowcaster up here. It's just on a sort of soft plastic little assembly. On the side, really like how they represent Chewie's fur with car paint detailing. We have all your typical Red details, and then Chewie's bandolier that of course goes across his chest is put on either of Red's sides instead of the little hose assembly, which is so funny. The way they adapted the details of Chewie onto Red here are just so impressive, and it's so great. Whenever I review one of these Star Wars cars, I'm always so impressed. And would you look at that? Speaking of being impressed, Red's license plate is typically, I forget, it's either the number 1 or the number 2. It's either 001 or 002. But here, of course, you already see that 113. But what's that symbol on the left? Well, that is an A in Arabesh. Arabesh, of course, is the Star Wars written language, and that's what an A looks like in it. The letter is called Arek. Just some pointless trivia for you. Yeah, but it, of course, represents an A. If you don't know, Arabesh writing is hidden all over Star Wars. It's the writing system that they use, and, you know, you could easily find online what letter each letter translates to, and then just go around translating things in Star Wars. But yeah, that is an A in Star Wars written language, so A113. Why this is Red's license plate, I don't know. It should be Mater's, but still, a very, very cool way to incorporate a classic Pixar Easter egg and a bit of a Star Wars Easter egg as well. And would you look at that, the other side of Red here is actually different than this side. Of course, for starters, we have the bell, which is on your regular Red, but then you have Chewie's little ammo pouch here, which is quite fitting that it would only be on one side. It, of course, replaces all the sort of knobs and buttons over there. And there is a look at the base, which is pretty shiny. like I said, it's a shame I'll probably never be able to get the rest of the Star Wars cars because they're so well detailed and there are so many nice details for Cars fans and Star Wars fans. It's always a blast whenever I review one of these, just being able to look at all the cool little design details and the way they translated the characters. But yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon for the next episode of the Final 50. Bye now.